for another live stream. So today we're going to be talking about Bitcoin and cryptos. We're going to be focusing on that today, you guys, and we're going to go a little bit on the trades that we did last night and how I predicted those trades and what positions we were able to make on those as well. So going straight into it, we have our trades available yesterday on Discord. So if you guys saw with market value, market price going into the downside, I got into our first position for the Bitcoin short at 34.40. So that was at this area, 35.40, excuse me. So that's where we're able to take that short. We took a nice short position until 3,500 flat, which then we took our profits and we saw the consolidation in that area. So then now we're seeing a spike to the high. So we're going to go to the 4-hour chart and show you guys exactly what I believe the price is going to be doing. As you guys can see, we have a cup and we have a handle formation here. So if you guys know about a cup and handle formation, it's a reversal pattern. So this cup and handle formation, as you can see, that's a solid support level at 35,700 or 35,750, 75. So we can see that the market is definitely going to have some very bullish momentum to the upside. As you can see, stochastics trying to show more momentum to the downside before they make another spike to the upside. And maybe MACD crossover will have here to then make a more validation to the upside and showing more support. So that being said, you guys, we're definitely going to be going long once again. We definitely had a nice short position here where we made some really good profits. The market itself is definitely going to be going to the downside. Hey guys, how's it going? Good to see you, Zane. Good to see you, Michael. So it's definitely going to be seeing some market upside momentum here. We're going to see some push to the upside. This is where we're going to definitely see the market break or consolidate at this area. We're going to go back into the 15-minute chart and I'll show you guys exactly what I mean. Let me just remove a lot of these drawings real fast. So that being said, we see that this was a liquidity trap right here, which means that they're inducing sellers to go short. Retest that psychological level was at 3,500, which they did. That 3,500 level was a huge area for a lot of people to get short at. That's why a lot of these areas right here previously were showing liquidity trap. That being said, the market is now going to definitely be going towards the upside. As we can see, there's a bullish divergence here, which we see stochastics is showing a higher high. Whoops. Let me just remove this real fast. Let me get the right one. We can see stochastic is showing a higher high right here. And we see market price making lower lows right here, which is showing that price is definitely be going to the upside in the near future. So what are we going to do, guys? We can see that if we look back at price, we can see that this is the market peak formation low, which means that price is definitely showing a peak formation low. So price is not going to be going, I think, lower than this area. And we can say that this is even a macro cup and handle, right? We can see that this is the handle right here. And then now we're having that reversal to the upside where market is then probably going to retest this psychological level, go back to 35.50 and even move higher to 35.750, which is going to be huge, substantial upside gain. So we're definitely going to be seeing either a nice push to the upside or a false breakout to the upside and then retrace to the downside where the market will then retrace back to 3,000. But as of right now, we can see that there is going to be having some built-up momentum. We can see that price is definitely showing that moving average crossover. So we could possibly actually see a nice bullish reversal to the upside, retesting these previous areas, and possibly even retesting that psychological level at 4,000. So we might see that area being hit. So morning, everyone. Good to see you guys. Good to see all you guys here. And I really appreciate you guys being here. Do you think we have seen the bottom? That's a possibility, actually. We might have the bottom being hit as of right now. We can definitely see the market for Bitcoin move up higher at this point. I don't really see any sign of more downside momentum, just as I can see here. So usually when I see a shift bar in this area, so when price moves into a shift bar and I already see a retest after the shift bar, which is, I'm at the 4-hour chart. As you guys know, that the higher the time frame, the more stability it has. So this is considered a shift bar. which we consider when market likes to trap price or it likes to shift out of an area to retest previous areas, as we saw it did with that 3,500 psychological level. Price retest that area right here. Obviously this wasn't true, it mapped out correctly, but bear with me. So then that being said, since price has already shown a lot of that support, or sorry, a lot of that resistance to moving lower, I don't suggest to go short right now, because we can already see the price is already having a hard time moving past this level. And we have this spinning top candle, which we like to say indecision candle. So the spinning top candle, which is obviously the next candle after that, was a hammer candle, which is another consideration of a reversal candle, right? If you guys know what Japanese candlesticks are like, a spinning top candle means indecision candle, and then we have a hammer candle, which means a reversal candle. It usually happens at the bottom of a trend or the top of a trend. So here it's at the bottom of a previous trend, which we can already see here. So the stability for upside gain is highly probable. Very, very high upside gain. So we're definitely not going to, I'm not going to be taking shorts. Actually, I want to see it retest 4,000 as of right now. I want to see the market retest 4,000. Reason being is that, I mean, we're in this zone right now. As you can see, that this zone has been proven. It's been proven that we're in a zone right now, and that we just have to be very cautiously aware of the next steps we're taking in this zone. So as you can see, that this zone's between, you know, 3,500 to 4,000, so $500 intervals, like we talked about. If you guys didn't go in my last videos, I talked about $250 to $500 intervals, which in the Forex market is 250 pips to 500 pip intervals. So what I like to see is that it's going to retest this 4,000 mark in February. It's kind of funny, you guys, that how the algorithm in the market works is essentially a very highly it's literally a strategy itself. Like, so as you guys notice, the 31st, right? Excuse me. The 31st is meaning that the next month is coming up. That means that they're going to have a whole new range. And I know crypto is a little different than Forex, but a whole new range is going to be established for trends or for ADR, which is average daily range. So that being said, since there's going to be a new average daily range, it's kind of substantial or sequential that the market is really at its lowest low at the end of the month, right? So it's crazy how the market likes to retest lows, and how the market synchronicities, or the synchronistic facts of the market, are always based off highs and lows of previous months and how they are valued, right, at the end of the month. So for instance, this is the beginning of January, right? So this is January 1st. So I'm just going to put an X mark. So what are pips? Pips are percentage endpoints. So what a percentage endpoint is meaning that for every percentage endpoint, so when there's a cross pair for Forex, so in foreign exchange, you have a percentage endpoint, meaning it gives it value. So when you put money into a broker, that broker will value the amount that you're putting in per margin, right? So that margin could be $1 margin size, $2 margin size. So for every percentage endpoint pip, you get a value back. So it could be $1, it could be $10, it could be $20. Depends on how much money you actually have in the market. That's how much money you'll be getting back, right? And that's obviously a double-edged sword. That's how much money you will be losing as well. So you have to be very careful where markets work in different ways. So that's what a pip is, a percentage endpoint in the Forex market. So moving forward, you guys, so as you can see that this was the beginning of January, and then we have the market, you know, consolidate the highs, obviously trap some buyers into the market, spike the highs, and then move to the lows, right? Consolidate price to the lows, trap the lows, and then what are we going to see probably for February? Move to the high, because all these people have trailing stop losses in the market right now. All these are trailing stop losses, especially for people that have been short since the beginning of January when they caught it at 4,000. People are short, so we're going to probably have a retest of that high, right, to formulate price once again, to value, to see if it's still valuation, and then we'll see from there, right? I don't want to try to do a whole entire structure because I don't know, but I'm just going to go from what I believe price is going to be doing. So we can see that, you know, what was this? This was December. So December's lows were here. We then spiked high. That was the end of December, and then we had, or excuse me, that was the 25th, right? This is Christmas. We had a spike to the low, and then we had another spike to the high, making that M formation in January, right? And then what does price do? Work off the lows of December, but do not pass the lows because there's a lot of people trapped in this area. So then what they're going to do is probably maybe spike into this area one more time, and they're going to reverse price into the upside, having a lot more incentive value. So Brenton did a great video. Oh, thanks. I really appreciate it, Zane. So when we're seeing valuation on price, when we're seeing the valuation on, or the cycles of habitual psychological price patterns, we're definitely not going to be going short right now. As we can see, that this is probably where a lot of liquidity has been trapped in this area between this 3,400 down to 3,100 area. If this market does want to trap a little more, it's probably going to hit maybe 3,400, but we're definitely going to be seeing an upside momentum for Bitcoin, you guys. And if we go into ETH as well, we're definitely going to be seeing a nice market bullish momentum as well. As we can see here, same thing, you guys. We have December lows making that peak formation, and then we have that market anchor leg, which means that they're going to come back and retest that area that it broke out of, which was here. So this is the area, this is the last area, the last zone before it broke out of, right? So what is price going to do? It's going to break this area. It's going to move to highs to induce those buyers one more time, stop them out by shorting the price, having that market anchor leg so that it will not break this area. It's an anchor, right? Just like if you anchor your ship, it's not going to go off into the sea. It's going to stay in that area. It's going to have that anchor. After that anchor is completed, it's going to have maybe a little spike to the downside one more time, and then we're going to have an upside momentum to validate our upcoming trend, right? So I'm not going to give you guys a full analysis, because from that area, when it touches this previous structure, it could possibly then retrace back down and move back to and break previous areas. But I'm just talking about it from a scalping and intraday trading strategy, right? I'm looking for our, I want you guys to be able to make the big money on this bear market, right? This bear market has been, hard for a lot of people that are doing holds. So I want to be able to make sure that you guys can get enough, profits, by having this bear market be a successful market for you guys. So that's just my analysis on those two major pairs on what I believe price is going to be doing in the near future. Will do. Thank you. Good day, you guys. Good day. So you think from now it will at least go to 35,550? Yeah, definitely. So 35,550 is definitely a high probability on where price is going to be going. So going back into BTC right now, it's just right now we can see price showing that it's exhausted, right? So that being said, like price has already made a low, and then price has already made a divergence on the 15-minute chart. So we can see a divergence here where price has definitely been making lower lows, higher highs here. We're definitely gonna have to break out of price here, probably have a spike to the upside, retest back to 5,500. After we see 5,500, which is this validation, we're going to then see where price is probably going to then retrace and then move higher. So yeah, to answer your question, we're definitely going to probably be seeing 5,500 in the near future. I'm actually going to be taking a long position. We're probably going to see that actually happen over the weekend, since we have the new month coming into fruition tomorrow, which is the 1st. So over the weekend, we're probably going to see a spike to the upside to validate this measurement, right? But it's going to be a lot quicker than this time. It's going to probably be like 4 candles here, a huge spike to the upside here, just because the market doesn't work slow on the way it's going. The market always works fast. And if you guys didn't know, that the market consolidates 50% of the time and it trends 50% of the time. So that being said, the market will then have some valuation that it has to proceed moving forward, which is going to have a lot of momentum. That's why they waited until the next month, because the ADR, the average daily range, has probably been, as they haven't really done a lot of momentum in January, but coming into February, just like we saw when Bitcoin crashed in 2017 in February. After that, was it February? I'm sorry, guys. in 2018, sorry. So last year, after we saw February hit, where we saw the big crash, right, from those highs. So if you go back into previous structure, we look at price and we look into February. Let me go to the daily. So this is where the high was at, right? We had January and then we had February, right? February was when the market started to really have that retracement to the upside, right? So this is another same thing, guys. Markets repeat itself. So look what happened in February of 2018, right? We're at lows, right? And then we're at lows here, right? So what do you guys think is going to happen again? History repeats itself all the time. Peak formation low, anchor formation, market price is definitely validating for a bullish buy, right? We're at the 5th, the 6th of February, and then guess what? Market takes off. Just like how we're going to see now, right? Price is definitely going to be seeing some market movement to the upside. So no worries, guys. I caught this video, excited for shorts, my shorts for profit, and remove my additional short orders. Great, awesome. Could price test 3,000? It doesn't really look like it at this time, Villainous. It doesn't look like it doesn't really look at it this time. So I want to. It's a possibility. Obviously, I'm not a guru at this, you guys. I mean, I've done really well for myself, but I'm not. Obviously, I don't know everything. So that being said, like, I'm just going off pre-market. I always go off pre-market historical data because it's always very high potent data, right? So if we're seeing this, right? This is December 1st, right? So that being said, you possibly could be right? This is a stop hunt to the downside by the 5th, trap the sellers, and then the next for the end of, until the end of the month they're going long, right? If we go into right now's profit or right now's trading, right, we can see the same thing happen again, right? So we have obviously lower volume like that, but we could possibly see, you know, a trap to the downside, retest 3,000, right? Once that 3,000 has been test those previous lows, and then after that we're going to see a shoot to 4,000, right, which is here, to gain the same thing as it did previously here, right? Same thing, just in obviously different time, different years. So that's a possibility. We might see 3,000 come into fruition, but if I go down to the 15-minute chart and I see where price is, it's a possibility that market price might spike down. But if it does, you guys, that just gives us better validation on where to get into the trade, right? It just gives us more credibility and it gives us better entries. Like I never worry about if the market goes obviously farther down than expected, because that just gives me, all right, you have to be confident in the way you trade, because that should just give you more validation on the positions, on getting into the entry of your position. It just gives you a lower entry. Like your mindset should already be focused on where you possibly know where trend's going, right? So that should be an aspect of like you saying, okay, it's going to go down to 3,000. Okay, that's just going to give me more percentage value to go up to the upside. It's just you have to see the greater good in most of the trades. You have to see the greater good in the general aspect of it, because you know, you can't be feared of, you know, making mistakes, because you will then make mistakes. It's just a matter of having that self-belief. So to answer your question, yeah, that's a possibility. Market consolidation, one more spike to the downside, into a $5 stop hunt to the downside, which is a high probability now that I look at it, which is a good determining factor. I'm glad that you brought that up. So you know, a 5-day spike to the downside, consolidate price, trap these sellers once again by stopping price down to around that $3,000 level. And then once it comes down to February 5th, February 6th, they're going to then move price super high and then continue to test this previous level, which then will give it validation of this double bottom here. And then we will be able to move to higher highs. So hope that you guys understand a little bit more about my analysis. I'm going to also do a market health update today, so you guys will have that available in the Discord later after a couple meetings today. And if you guys have any further questions for me, you know, please feel free. I want to actually go over yesterday's trades for you guys to understand how I found this spike to the downside. So for instance, So for instance, if you guys had any questions, like, okay, because as you guys know that I had a profitable trade yesterday, I got it at 3,544 or sorry, yesterday's trade was here. I'm going to go into the crypto signals. So yesterday we did a short position at 3,544, and then we took profit at, I took profit at 335.17, and I'll show you guys how I did it. So basically what I did was this. So I was at 35. I saw that price was consolidating. I saw price was then moving to the upside. So I basically was intrigued on where price was moving from that area. So, oh wow. I just realized that I did a typo on I meant to do 34.44 and put 35.44. My mistake, guys. And anyway, so 34.44 was our entry, right? So good thing I was at 2 o'clock in the morning. I was not thinking correctly. So spike to the downside was then moved, right? So we had that spike to the downside to retest that level of security, right? Which was this level. So what I saw was that liquidity was trapping, and I already saw my first swing low here. So swing low was here, and then so Forex signal is killing, Brent. Thank you. Oh yeah, of course, no problem. Very much so. I really appreciate you guys being on here and being a part of it. You can trade based on earning yields on BTC. Can you trade based on earning yields based on CTC? I don't really know about that one. I'll have to get back to you on that one, Trading Flow. Now you see my confusion that I was asked about. Yeah, exactly. I see what you're saying, Zane. I definitely understand now. Now that I looked at it, I was like, what the heck? Like, yeah, that was a mistake. So it was a typo for me. So I did 34.40 and not 35. So I'll thanks for actually clarifying that, because it was like 3 o'clock in the morning and I saw a trade, and obviously it was a typo on my part. I did 35.44, but it was 34.40. So now that you know, not all of us are perfect. So yeah, that was a typo on my mistake. The trade that we took obviously was still the right trade, but obviously my entry and my target were obviously off. I did a typo there, so I apologize for that, you guys. If you guys see what I was doing or saw that signal, so hopefully you guys caught my mistake, and then I'll be able to I'll edit it after this video. So that being said, you guys, it's so funny that I did that. I haven't done that before. So that being said, so moving forward, we saw a swing high. So I saw a swing high from this. So I saw market was making a lower low and a lower high and then a lower low. And then I saw a higher high. But then after I saw this higher high, I saw, okay, this is exhaustion of price. So after I saw this exhaustion of price, I was waiting for price to actually short here. But then I saw another spike, so I was like, okay, giving me more validation to short. So then after I saw this second leg come into fruition, but not past this level here, I just knew it was a short, because market price then made a consolidation, but kind of an M formation here, if you guys can see what I'm saying, where market made a low here, then made a high here and a high here. So then I just knew price was then going to short, so I just took a short position, and then I wanted to look at a psychological level, which I obviously messed up on the Discord with the trading signal. But what I meant to do was 34.17 was our take profit, and 34.40 was our entry. So that was here in this validation area. So that was a great trade. So this is my entry by $10. yeah, that was definitely a confusion on my part. So moving forward, you guys. So that was a learning lesson on my end. I don't know what was going on with me. Shouldn't have been trading, that late at night, I guess. But I mean, it is what it is. So moving forward. So later when we saw this position, when I saw the position trade, when I saw that position take here, I caught it with a, just an average spike to the downside and then consolidation here. So this is a possibility where consolidation will then have a continuation. So like you said, you could possibly have a consolidation and then a continuation to the downside to trap those sellers a little more before price then reverse to the upside. So sorry, Zane, I apologize for that one, man. I will have to make up for that with some sweet trades in the near future. So that was my apologies. And for you guys that also were kind of disillusioned by my my trading signal last night, I should have had some more coffee, because it was like I was like looking at it, but then obviously I wasn't looking at it. So everybody makes mistakes. So moving forward, you guys, we're going to Great Britain Pound JPY. So Great Britain Pound JPY was another trade that we were looking at. We didn't take the trade. As you guys know, that I was long Euro USD JPY, and I was short US dollar Euro USD, which we already took profit on Euro USD. So as we can see here, this is a buy position on Great Britain pound JPY. We're probably going to have a Friday spike to the upside to close this, or might have a tonight maybe have a spike to the upside. So I'll definitely put that into the maybe see that 143 250 hit. So this could be probably our take profit. Definitely seeing an upside momentum for Great Britain pound Japanese yen. So we're definitely going to have that available in the Discord in the near future. I haven't taken this trade, you guys. Actually, this week was one of my best trading weeks I had this year. I think I closed around like 19% in the last couple of weeks. So it's been some pretty awesome gains, you guys. We've had some really killer signals. I've definitely been on my zone and my flow lately. I've been reading a lot, meditating a lot. Getting connected to myself and just having confidence, having confidence in my positions and my trading style. Haven't really had any disbelief. So yeah, so remember, no late trade when you're tired. Lesson from great Rafael. Yeah, so definitely don't trade. So price color at Bitfinex thought you were referring to. Yeah, so yeah, that was my trading mess up. As we say, we got to learn. If we're all perfect, what can we learn from, right? Everybody's got to make mistakes, and we all got to learn from them as well. So yeah, so I'm gonna actually I would probably delete that one. That was a mess up on that trade. But anyway, so remember, you guys, that we're probably going to be seeing some nice volatility breakouts in February, as we saw in the beginning of last year February, because history does repeat itself. I'm going to be definitely looking for some awesome trades, you guys, as well. Super happy with our results that we've been having with Naeem with the crypto, as well as Forex with him, and then me with some crypto and mostly Forex. But I've been super excited, you guys. I'm glad that you guys are making money. I'm glad you guys are obviously, learning a lot from, these live streams that Naeem and I do. And, I'm just super excited for next month's trading. And, I'm going to try to be on live tomorrow. I do have an event to go to, but hopefully I can get in a really quick analysis for crypto. So as you guys can see, that Bitcoin, Great Britain pound, Japanese yen is already going to the downside. We possibly might see a spike to the down, which is going to retest that 42,500 level, and then we're probably going to see an upside momentum. That gives us more validation. So if you possibly might put a short position from that 42,750 to 42,500, I might actually have to do that trade for you guys. So it's a possibility. I'm going to wait for some more confirmation. But if I do see that, I will be taking that position and be putting it on Discord. So if you guys have any further questions, please feel free to put in the Discord. And yeah, so awesome, man. I'm glad it's been a highly profitable month, bro. Yeah, definitely been a highly profitable month, you guys. It's been huge trades. I made a lot of money. Hopefully you guys have made a lot of money as well. And it's been awesome. Hopefully we can just keep it going. Every single month, moving forward will just be nothing but profits, and very little losses, and very little screw-ups like I did with that BTC trade last night. But yeah, so hopefully we can keep on living this prosperous and flow of energy with each other. So if you guys don't have any further questions, I'm gonna actually end this live stream. I'm gonna go into the Discord, do some edits, and have that market health update later on for you guys. So enjoy your guys' Thursday. It's almost Friday. Hope you guys have also a great weekend. I'm gonna try to be on tomorrow as well, and I'm super excited just to keep on having this journey with you guys. So have a good one, and remember, guys, stay profitable. Take care, Brenton.